Okay, we are recording and live streaming when you are ready, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to call to order the Isabel County Board of Commissioners, Criminal Justice and County Affairs Committee meeting. We'll start off. Is there any additions to the agenda?
None.
Okay, seeing none, we'll go on with the agenda as presented. Start up, first thing is a call to the public. There's nobody in this room physically. Is there anybody online or on the phone?
There is not at this time, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, there will be another opportunity to make comments toward the end of the meeting, so somebody's listening, that will be the time. So we have two agenda items. First up is consider the approving the agreement between Isabel County, Isabel County Sheriff's Office and the Village of Lake Isabella for dedicated public safety services and authorized board chair to sign the same. So this is not an unusual request. We've done it, I think, since I've been on the board. So,
Yeah.
Sheriff, any comments besides changes besides the wages and dates?
So, and I apologize, real world life stuff, so I'm not present to be there, but the only real change in this contract comes to the fact that it's an auto renewal. There's a safe way to get out without any penalties and that kind of stuff built into it. Lake Isabella, or the Village of Lake Isabella, originally had some funds through their ARPA and federal dollars that came in, and they done a hybrid extra coverage in their area. So we've been doing that for the last year. It's been very successful. They've been very happy with it. They rotate the days and times that the deputies work some overtime shifts up there and so forth. They were so appreciative and happy with the program. They went out and put a public safety millage together to continue it, and that was passed successful, and they would like to continue. So really, this is a new era of it, but it's the same language outside of, we won't have to come back every year. If they want to get out or we want to get out, there's a 30-day clause with no penalties to pull out of that contract.
Do you remember exactly how many years that millage was for? I can't remember. 5?
I do not. I'm
Okay.
sure Mr. Wolf had told me at one point in time, but I do not recall that.
Okay. Okay,
I don't have any further questions.
well, I don't have any questions either.
Okay,
So,
I'll make a motion. I move to bring forth the agreement between County of Lake Isabella, County of Isabella and Village of Lake Isabella for the dedicated public safety services.
and I will support that. Is there any more discussion? We'll move it, or we'll vote on moving this forward to the work session. All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, the same. The motion has passed, and we'll move that forward to the work session. So, okay, next up is consider approving the Motorola Solutions Incorporated proposal for Isabella County, Michigan enhanced radio communication coverage and subscribers dated November 21st, 2022, and authorized to sign the same. So here we go. This is. Would you like to make some comments on this one, Sheriff? I know we've been talking about it, so.
Yeah, so this this is a very fluid document. I've had multiple phone calls, conversations regarding this document. Most recently, about 20 minutes ago. The notice to appear is generated on Motorola's end to lock in our pricing before any consumer index pricing changes occur first of the year. They wanted to get this in place so they could get stuff locked in at the price that it's currently at. That's all fine and good, and I was happy with that. We're making good progress in all the details on this $4.8 million project. Where the snafu came in the last few days was if you remember correctly, have a contract signed with MPSCS, which is the communications division of the state of Michigan. That was the agreement for the grant for the $4.8 million. In that process, we have determined that it's better for the state just to pay Motorola directly versus them billing the county and having to process payments and get reimbursed. It just was a lot of extra steps for our staff and everybody else. The issue with the document is we put language in there that MPSCS would be paying Motorola directly. Motorola Finance said, well, that's okay, but we need MPSCS or DTMB from the state to sign that they're going to do that. MPSCS and DTMB said, we won't sign that because it talks about the Michigan My deal, which we can't sign because that's our deal. So this kind of merry-go-round process has occurred. We're still working through, I think, maybe I'm going to try to rewrite this document a little bit, and I apologize that I didn't get to that. Again, the last conversation was 20 minutes ago, but to talk about the agreement between the county and the county and Motorola, taking out the information in regards to anything to do with MPSCS, and then fall back on the agreement that we have already in place with MPSCS. So I don't think it's going to be an issue. The attorney already reviewed it. Nicole caught that originally it said MPSCS that we were paying for it. So we changed it to MPSCS. And that's where all the issues kind of started because MPSCS won't sign it. So I'm hoping yet today or tomorrow, I'll have maybe something that our legal is okay with and their legal is okay with, and then we can update the packet before the 20th. If that makes sense.
Yep, we can readdress this at our work session, so you'll have a little more information, so I don't have any problem with that. I'm kind of curious is when the actual payment will actually go through or when that goes through, but
Yeah,
yeah, we can hold off until next week to get more information, definitely. So.
Well, Commissioner, also this is like a 2-year program or process. There's going to be milestones, and that was the agreement we had with MPSCS from the state, was that they would send like the invoices per se to me. We would double signature those milestones, so we were all on the same page. The checks would just get cut directly from the state to Motorola, cutting out the rest of us. So there may be multiple invoices that come through that we're going to all sign off on at some point. There just won't be one final number. In fact, I've had some long conversations with Motorola in regards to doing this in phases and making sure we stay in those phases, because we don't want to spend all of our money up front, then find out we need some infrastructure changes or more additional antennas or something somewhere else. So we're really going to do it in phases to make sure we get the coverage we're looking for in the geographical area.
Seems like the county should get some administrative fees.
Oh, I've spent some time on it. I'll give you that.
That's how this works. Every time you go to a different partner,
Yeah.
they take their administrative fees out there.
Mhm.
Been through the grant program too many times, but yeah, I think, we'll move this. I think we can make a motion to move this forward to pending more information.
I mean, the
Pending
first
legal.
phase is the tower over by the state police, or I'm trying to remember the phases again.
So good question, Commissioner, because it's bounced all over the place, really. We had some opportunity on maybe a city water tower. There were some high level conversations that really took that out of the picture financially and structurally and repairs and so forth. So we are now back at, and probably will be at, the central dispatch site. They have a tower there now. Our intent is to not take that tower down. In fact, just build another tower beside it. I've talked to Tim Nieport in his office. There's no issues with that plan. That also clears FAA for the airport and FCC requirements. So we'll need a generator option. There's some things that needs to go there in the shelter for the equipment and so forth, but it will be on county property at the dispatch center.
Thank you. I don't have any further questions. Okay, I'll make a motion, move forward to the approval of the Motorola Solutions proposal for Isabella County enhanced radio communication coverage and subscribers dated November 21st, 2022 for the Board of Commissioners work session.
Okay, I will support that, move forward to the work session. We need any more discussion, so I don't see any, so proceed to vote. All in favor, signify by aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. The motion has passed, and we will push this forward to the work session, so. And then we'll-
I appreciate it, commissioners. Mr. Cole, thank you. And I'm gonna
Thank you,
disconnect now.
Sheriff.
That's okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Sharon.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. That brings us down to any announcements. I don't have it. Nobody has an announcement. One last call to the public. We still do not have anybody physically sitting in the room where we're at, and is there anybody online or on the phone?
There is not
Okay,
at
there
this
is
time.
not. So at this time, I will call the meeting adjourned. Thank you.
9:10 a.m. Thank you, gentlemen.